Hey there guys, what's up? And welcome back to the Pokemon trading card game online. This is me from the future looking at footage I captured before. I basically was recording this tournament, or at least the last match of this tournament, in advance, just so I could do a post commentary on it and look at the decisions I made. So I brought my Night March deck to this tournament. I've shown it off on the channel before, and it is one of my most successful decks. And I am facing off against an opponent, that brought a Fire and Fairy type deck, and I know for fact and for true the strategies that those Fairy type decks go through. It involves Aromatisse shuffling energy, Fairy Garden so that they can retreat for free, and having lots of energy on the board to power up their attackers. Now I get a bad first lead. You do not want to lead with Pumpkaboo when you are playing a Night March deck. So ending up with Pumpkaboo there in the first place was very bad. My opponent packs Gardevoir EX with a nice full art, and it won't be able to kill me for 3 turns because it does require 3 Fairy type energy, but in those 3 turns it can use that, I forget what the attack is called. I can't click on the card obviously, but it can use its 20 damage move to whittle me down. There it is, Life Leap. Thank you, Past Garrett. I really appreciate that. It is like I knew that I would forget. So my only real choice here is to attach a double colorless to Pumpkaboo and hope that next turn when I Juniper, I will be able to pick up either a grass type energy, or more reliably, my Psychic Stadium. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head. I'm having a real brain fart here, guys, I'm sorry, but it is the stadium that reduces the cost of Psychic type Pokemon's attacks by 1. Now he's got 3 Spritzies out there, and he is packing 1 special energy on that Gardevoir EX. Now I do not get a Christmas present this year, it is incredibly unfortunate, and I am forced to attach a double colorless energy onto Pumpkaboo. That is so non-optimal. But I do pack the Dowsing Machine. So if I wanted to, I could get back one of the supporter cards that I used before, and in the end, I decided to toss Lysander and the Escape Rope to get a Bicycle. Now I'm going to use the Bicycle to draw 3 cards, I get Joltik and another Professor Juniper, and because I want to hold on to that double colorless energy, I will not Juniper this turn. Now I do have a Night March Pokemon sitting in my discard pile, and I'm able to do 20 damage. Isn't that special? So my opponent ends away the card, or not the card, the cards that I drew off of the Bicycle, and gets me a bunch of new toys. And this actually ends up working out really well for me. I'm able to Ultra Ball away Pumpkaboo and Lampent, and I usually bring out my Mr. Mime here. And I do so. Past Garrett is smart. Mr. Mime is a good tech card to have because he will protect your bench from the damage of your opponent's attacks. Now I'm able to Colress, and I toss away just cards I don't need right now. And I get a new full hand, courtesy of those 3 Spritzies, and my full bench. Now, it's time to decide how I want to go about this. I can bring out a Leafeon, who will be very effective in the late game, and I decide to evolve another Flareon, because Flareon is one of the best cards in this deck, being a slightly more bulky and very reliable answer to lots of opponent strategies. Having lots of Pokemon in your discard pile is a bit different than having exclusively Night March. And excuse me, I slurred my words a bit there. It's a bit more reliable than having exclusively Night March, so I can discard Flareons and Leafeons and still get a power bonus for my Vengeance out of them. That and Fire is a very useful offensive type, so having that in the works is just very powerful. Now my opponent just pulls those shenanigans. He heals up his Gardevoir, he moves all the energy around, he is ready to finish off my Pumpkaboo. Just remove 2 of my double colorless energy from the field, and in general, waste a lot of my resources. But I have Leafeon, and what Leafeon does is it has, and for 1 energy at that, I need to calm down. It will do 20 damage times the number of energy attached to all of my opponent's Pokemon. So, I slap on the old muscle band, There's my Dimension Valley. A little too late to save Pumpkaboo, but better late than never. So I actually make a mistake here. I didn't want to use the Hypnotoxic Laser. But, yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? I wanted to save that for later, but mistakes were made. So I'm able to use a Battle Compressor to toss out some of the last remaining Night Marchers in my deck. And now I go for the Energy Crush. I do lots of damage to the Gardevoir. It's gonna get some... Excuse me. It's gonna get some Hypnotoxic Laser goodness, even though I was planning on saving that. Because if he Mega Evolves that Gardevoir, then I'm gonna lose that status. So I had wanted to save it for Mega Gardevoir, but we shall have to see. So he's gonna get a nice big draw off of that Colress, and he had his own Gardevoir Spirit Link, so it does tell me he is running that Mega Gardevoir, not that he shouldn't be, and that he is prepared to use it. He plays down another Gardevoir EX, attaches a Fairy-type energy to it, and gets his third Aromatisse off. This is just a bit excessive, don't you think? Don't you think this is just a little bit excessive? Instead of running 3 of those, I prefer to tack in a Mr. Mime. But then again, I'm not as guaranteed to draw my Aromatisse and Spritzy as he is, I suppose. So, what are you going to do? He is going to destroy my Leafeon. That's an Energy, a Muscle Band, an EV, and a Leafeon off the board for me. But it is time. Time for the rise of the Night March. Joltik is really going to shine now because it's going to net me at least 1 KO here. And really, that's all I can ask for. I play down another Joltik just to make sure I have one waiting in reserve. It never hurts to have a spare Night Marcher. We eliminate the Gardevoir EX, I'm able to get a Pumpkaboo, and another Battle Compressor. Now, I can Ultra Ball away that Pumpkaboo to power up my Night Marcher even more. I can Battle Compressor whatever is basically left of my deck that I don't need. So that is to say, another Battle Compressor, whatever Night Marchers are left. Pokemon I can't play. Anything that is fluff gets tossed. I also have the N, the Juniper, which I shouldn't play because I do only have 7 cards left in my deck. You will notice how very quickly I went through my hand, and my opponent actually realizes he can't win at this point, and forfeits. How cool is that? That's how I won that tournament. I won because my deck was pretty... Once I got set up, it was pretty overwhelmingly powerful. So I got 3 Primal Clash boosters out of that, another gold tournament, and first place. That was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I will see you next time for more Pokemon trading card game goodness. Until then, have a good one and happy battling. Take care, and bye-bye.